now start our meeting. We want to thank you all for being here at the Pass ISD, the regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 13, 2022, and it is 5:36, and we call this meeting to order. Mr. Mijares, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Mr. Mijares. Now we will go through roll call. Ms. Hilda P. Martinez, Vice President, present. Dr. Hector Alvarez, Secretary, present. Ms. Glenna Purcell, Trustee, present. Ms. Lupita Fuentes, Trustee, is present. Mr. Christopher Hiller, Trustee, present. Mr. Victor E. Perry, present. Mr. Samuel Mijares, Superintendent of Schools, present. Mr. Strieber, present. And myself, Jorge Barrera, present. We will now move to Citizens Communications and Recognitions. We will start off with Citizens Communications. We do have two people that have signed up. We first have Ms. Lupe Gonzalez with Gold Card for Seniors. Microphone, please, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is...
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, it's this one.
Thank you.
Okay, start again. My name is Lupe Gonzalez, and I am here to ask you to consider issuing a gold card for seniors. And what that is a district, kind of like a UIL pass for athletic events. And it's for seniors, obviously 65 and over, and it entitles them to go in free to our athletic events, all district athletic events. And the reason I'm asking is, we have, like Coach Graff sends out a memo, and he says, let these people in, you know, the ones that have the UIL pass, the coaches, the comp tickets, and all of those, and it always includes the gold card for seniors from other districts. And we don't have one. So it's like, I think we should have one. And I've asked other people that come in with that gold card, mostly grandmothers, and they say, I ask them, how do you get it? And they say, we just go down to central office, we present our ID, and we're issued a card. And it's good for life because obviously they don't go back down. They're always going to be 65 and over. And the only cost that I would see would be in printing the card. Other than that, I mean, I don't think there's going to be a run for it. Most grandparents go and see their kids, either, you know, volleyball, basketball, football, but just for that season. So anyway, that's what I would like for you to consider. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it. Next up, we have Mr. Charlie Rosales with Safety.
Good afternoon, board members. Some of you guys already know me from last time and other times. My name is Charlie Rosales. I represent a group of parents who are concerned, have been, and will keep on being for the safety of the children when it comes to active shooter, and not only that, but also now, especially now, all these, we got people coming from Mexico and elsewhere. And they're actually, you know, now not only do we have to worry about the active shooter situation, we also have to worry about people who we don't know who they are and are invading a lot of the school district campuses. I want to thank all of you who have done and keep on doing some of the stuff that you guys said were going to be happening. And the improvements that we do see, I do read the APISD website and some stuff that we are improving on. And with that being said, we do also have a lot of things that need to improve more, and we'd like to come and ask for you guys to realize that a lot of us parents have been seeing that a lot of the campuses that used to be guarded are not guarded anymore. either in the morning or the afternoons, or some is only in the mornings and some are only in the afternoons. We would like to ask for you guys to realize that we should not take a seasonal overview at this, that the evil and crazy guys are not diminishing. They're only in the increase. And we have been seeing elsewhere in the U.S., we have had many nearby cases of people still trying to harm kids. And from what we have been seeing, I think we are kind of, not to say slacking down, but we are taking this into a more seasonal approach. We'd like to ask for you guys to start voicing out if we actually do have the intention to make this more long-term, to what is it going to take for it to be more of a stable security? I know it's very hard. We don't have enough officers for all the elementary, especially elementary, since high schools and junior highs do have armed officers. But at what point are we going to consider to possibly either dilute some of the officers from the high schools and junior highs to spread around? Because believe me, one armed officer will usually deter bad people from doing some crazy stuff. The majority of the situations where we have those crazy, evil people do harm is where there's no armed officers at all. With that being said, we still do appreciate a lot of things we have been seeing that are actually happening, such as the door situation and many others. One example that I want to give today is a lot of the parents have been communicating with me, especially for the campus of Kennedy Hall. There have been a lot of reports. They have been calling the officers and Border Patrol, where you have some illegal aliens or whatever you want to call them nowadays, that are actually hiding in the parking lots and stuff like that, between the cars. And it's just incredible that this is happening actually during the egress of the children in the morning, and sometimes in the afternoon. It depends, in the morning and afternoon. But a lot of these things are happening, and a lot of the security levels we used to see are decreasing. The thing that we are asking the most today is, please do not take these lightly or seasonal. Let's take it into a more long-term situation, on a stable, and how can we actually get to the point where we can have something more of a forever plan? Because believe me, and I know you guys know, and I hope it's not a political issue between either some guys don't want to cooperate with the rest or board with these guys, or because it usually is political. A lot of times the money is available when the political agenda is not there. And if everybody would be on the same page, I think a lot more stuff could happen in the benefit of the kids' safety. This situation, for example, in Kennedy Hall, it doesn't only happen there, but we do have a list of small stuff that's going on around different campuses. It's just one example. I could be later on sending to Mr. Mijares an email on that kind of things going on. But other than that, I mean, this is what today I came here to ask for. Please do not forget what just happened and what is going to keep on happening, because we have had a lot of nearbys going on across Texas and the U.S. This is not going to go down. We need to all wake up and realize, even though it's not in a comfort zone, that we are now living with a bunch of evil, crazy, especially youngsters, that are wanting to do harm to their kids. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all the improvements that have been implemented, but we have a long ways to go, and we can only advance if we look at it like something stable, something for good that has to be happening here in Eagle Pass. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Rosales. Now we will have recognition of the following CC Wynn High School students: Carlos Longoria, Dael Barragan, Sergio Long, Janie Coronado, Jared Aguirre, Landin Treviño, and Mariano Flores, who were recognized by the College National Recognition Programs for their academic achievement.
Good evening, Mr. President, distinguished members of the board, and of course, Superintendent Mijares. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you this evening. Our sole recognition for tonight, we will be recognizing the 7 young students from CC Wynn High School that have been recognized by one of College Board's recognition programs. College boards' national recognition programs create pathways to college for students from underserved communities by awarding them academic honors and connecting them with universities across the country. Students must have a GPA of 3.5 or above and a score in the top 10% of the PSAT, NMSQT, or PSAT 10 test takers in their community, or earn 2 AP scores of 3 or above by their sophomore year of high school. Congratulations to Carlos, Dariel, Sergio, Janie, Jared, Landon, and Mariano for a job well done, and go Mavericks! We will take the picture with iVision first, and then parents, you can come forward and take it after. That way you can get a good shot. If there are any parents who would like to come forward to take a picture.
To district reports and presentations. We will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 together. You have the reports. If there's any questions, we have Mr. Mijares for any answers. Mr. Ismail. Do we have any questions? Everything good? Okay. If no questions, we will move to action items. Action item number 1, consider and take appropriate action to order the School Board of Trustee election scheduled for November 8, 2020 canceled and declare the unopposed candidates elected to office in accordance with Texas Election Code, Section 2.053. Do we have a motion to cancel the election? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Hiller. Comments, questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. And congratulations. We still have to wait till November to do, okay. All right. Action item number 2. Consider and take appropriate action on the request to adopt a resolution 2022-23-02 to levy the 2022 tax roll for the fiscal year ending August 31st, 2023. I think we've seen a couple of presentations already on the tax code, on the levy. Any questions from anybody from the board? If not, do we have a motion?
So move.
A motion by Trustee Hiller. You have a second? Second. Second by Trustee Perry. Questions, comments? If not, all in favor? All opposed, motion passes, unanimous. We'll move to item number 3. Consider and take appropriate action on the request to purchase credit by exam list for EPISD secondary campuses from Texas Tech University and the board delegates the superintendent of or designee the authority to make related budgeted purchases of goods or services as per board policy. Mr. Mijares?
Yes. Yes, this is an item we always bring to the board to give a credit by exam. If you have any questions, Mr. Camarillo is available.
Any changes, Mr. Camarillo?
There is a $5 increase this year, and we continue to opt for paper in this because it gives us more flexibility in case somebody doesn't show up. We can always provide the test to somebody else who needs it. And then there is a substantial price difference between paper and online. It's about $50 difference, so 30 versus 80. And just for your information, we had 260 students last year take this assessment, 574 different attempts in different courses, and 494 courses were successfully completed and passed by credit by exam.
So $5 total was the increase?
Yes, so it went from 25 per test
per test.
semester to
$30.
$30 per test per semester. So if, for example, Spanish 1 is 2 tests, one for Part A, one for Part B, 60 total, and they can get as many. We usually do Spanish 1, 2, and 3, and then on occasion somebody will ask to challenge for example, the mathematical models or algebraic reasoning. We don't do any START EOC tested courses.
It says consider take appropriate action the request to purchase credit by exam test, right?
It's the whole list of tests.
Okay, got it.
There's tests available from pre-K all the way to high school.
Got it. Okay. Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion?
I so move.
Motion by Ms. Martinez. Do we have a second? Second by Trustee Fuentes. Any other questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. Number 4, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the implementation of the innovative course student leadership as required by the Texas Education Agency.
Yes, this is it is required for the student leadership course to be approved by the board. If you have any questions, Mr. Camarillo can answer them.
This particular course has been taught in the past. The TEKS have been revamped effective this school year, so we need to bring it to the board again. I believe the last time when it was done, it was about 5 or 6 years ago. But this course, like I said, TEA approved it for the 22-23 school year, so that's why we're bringing it back to you again for your approval.
And is this a course that a senior takes or any?
This is a student leadership course that goes hand in hand with our student council, and it's predominantly taken by student council students. Okay, at both schools. So, in order for them to be able to participate in this course, it does require your approval, and they do get a high school credit rather than it just being a local credit or an elective course that doesn't provide them any credit. It does provide them 1 year's worth of credit, high school credit, for this course.
Okay.
So the student council requires this course?
No, it's not required to be in student council, but those officers or anybody who wish to participate may participate if and when you approve. So rather than them taking an elective and something that they may not want to take, they can take this leadership course as part of their student council leadership and get a high school credit out of it.
Nice. Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion?
So move.
Motion by Dr. Alvarez. Do we have a second?
Second.
By Trustee Purcell. Second by Trustee Purcell. Any other questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Number 5, consider and take appropriate action on the approval to enter the Bullet Resistant Shield Grant Program, fiscal year 2023 resolution as part of the Public Safety Grant Program. Mr. Mijares?
Yes, this is a new grant that came out recently, and we're currently in the works of applying for that grant to provide our police officers a safety shield that is bulletproof. If you have any questions, we have Mr. Martinez here to answer.
I have a comment. Just to further reiterate and to thank the gentleman that was at the Citizens Communications.
Mr. Rosales?
Yep, Mr. Gonzalez, for safety. As far as safety is concerned, first of all, we'd like to tell you that we are willing and to take advantage of like the governor's rapid response training program. And I can assure you our efforts are ongoing with this situation, and we'll continue to take advantage of programs like this to better our safety for the students. Thank you.
Thank you. Very important. Questions? Now, do we have a motion? We have a motion by trustee Fuentes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Hiller. If no other questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Number 6, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the consultant contract between Eagle Pass ISD and Ernie Lejas Private Security Training School, which will provide EPHS and CC-WIN high school students enrolled in the federal law enforcement and protective services classes the opportunity to obtain a Level 2 certification for non-commissioned unarmed security officer.
Yes, this is just for the students to get their certification, and we are contracting with Ernie Leja as a private security training school. Mr. Camarillo can answer any questions, but I think that's the gist of it.
Any questions? If not, do we have a motion?
I so move.
So moved by trustee Purcell. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second by trustee Martinez. If no more questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Number 7, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the Certiport Authorized Test Center Agreement between Eagle Pass ISD and Certiport, which will allow EPISD, the Luna Technology Lab, to become an authorized testing center for certification assessment offered by Certiport.
Yes, this is for students in the CAPE program to be able to take their test here locally instead of traveling. So that would facilitate our students to not have to travel, which is a great thing. Any questions? Mr. Camarillo is available.
We've been trying to get this test center established here. Similar, prior to COVID, we got the CLEP testing center that we use for our academies to test them out and get them college credit. This one is for our CTE program. We often send our students to test in San Antonio for certain tests that are not available here locally, similar to the one that, thank you, you just approved for the law enforcement. This one that we're primarily going to be using for Microsoft certification, the cosmetology certification, a portion of the test that is non-practical can be done through Certiport as well. And there's others that can be approved in the future using the same platform once we are approved.
Mr. Camarillo, would other districts in the surrounding areas be allowed to come and test in our Certiport Center?
Typically, we don't open it to everybody else because then we have to staff them. For example, the CLEP one, we actually have our college and career counselors come in and reserve the testing center because they have to be certified by that company, and they have to take a yearly exam to be able to become test administrators, as do I have to be certified to certify them to test. So we typically don't open it up to everybody, but it's real convenient to be able to have those testing centers on site. For one, it provides our students not having to travel in days. It's a little of a hassle for them to go. They have to stay at a hotel and then, take the test the following day. So it'll save us a little bit of money, but it'll also be safety, as a safety precaution for our students.
Thank you.
Good. Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion?
So moved.
A motion by trustee Hiller. Do you have a second? Second by trustee Fuentes. If there are no more questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. We will now move to consent items. Number 7, consent items. We'll take 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. Any questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve consent items?
I so move.
We have a motion by trustee Purcell. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second by trustee Martinez. If no more questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Please thank McKinney Vento. No. Donation from the organization for disaster relief for the unsolicited donation, please. All right. That's it. The Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District will convene in closed session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to deliberate upon the following matters. Item 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 1, the board will hear the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074. They have a motion to convene in closed session.
I so move.
We have a motion by trustee Martinez. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Purcell. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. The time is 6:03, and the date is Tuesday, September 13, 2022, and the Board of Trustees is now in closed session, and no action will be taken in closed session. The time is 6:15 PM. The date is Tuesday, September 13, 2022, and the Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District is now in open session, and we will move to item number 9. Number 1, the board will hear the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074.
Yes, Mr. President. I move to approve the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TCG 551.074 as discussed in closed session.
We have a motion by trustee Martinez. Do we have a second? Second by trustee Fuentes. If there are no other questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Unanimous. We will now move to correspondence and information.
Yes, just some reminders. 16 de septiembre celebration luncheon this Friday here at the boardroom at 11:30. Everybody's invited to join us. I also invited some community members so they can join us from the city, from the hospital, and so forth. TASBY Convention, September 23rd to 25th in San Antonio at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. And also, something that we've had in the reminders for some time already, the school safety. Online training must be complete by September 30th. That's all.
Okay. And I know nobody wants to do this, but do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Lupita, second? Yes. All in favor? All opposed? Opposed wins. Everybody staying? Just kidding. Motion passed. Unanimous. It is 6:17 and this meeting is adjourned.